Hello and welcome back. In last lectures, I already helped you to hook our first interface to our interface controller.strip. So in this lectures, I will help you to hook this element on this interface to our controller.strip. Okay. So as you can see, our first interface here, we have some class, custom class is interface controller to control this interface and controls all the element on this interface. Okay, so on the next interface, I think we have to create a new custom class to control this interface like our first interface. Okay, so first of all, we have to create a custom class like our first interface controller, and you can see when you click on the second interface in custom class, you can see in here WhatKit interface controller. So we have to create a custom class of WhatKit interface controller to control of this. Okay, to create a custom class of WhatKit interface controller, you can simply do like this. Click on the file in here, new, and you can choose a new file, or you can click a shortcut or Command N. Okay, Command N. Okay, I click here, and you can choose on iOS, in Source on Kokatos class. In here, choose next. Now in here we have a subclass of WhatKit interface controller automatically do this by echo. If you didn't see like this, you can simply write out the WhatKit interface and echo will automatically write it for us. In here you can see WhatKit interface controller, and here we can choose the name. We already have interface controller.strip, so I will create a new custom class like game interface controller. Okay, and next we have to choose the target. Remember that we have to choose the targets of 123 game WhatKit extension include for this. Okay, if you didn't choose this, and for example if you didn't choose this, you will see the error on the code and you can control our interface by this. For example, I will show you if I forgot to click on the 123 game WhatKit extension and I click create. Okay, you can see our interface storyboard in here, and you choose game interface controller, and in module you didn't see the modules 123 game WhatKit extension, and you cannot to hook all of these elements to our interface. For example, now I open the assistant editors by click the option and click on the game interface controller.strip in here to open the assistant editor, and now we keep the controls and drag it to here and choose the actions like we already did, similar like a first interface controller. I connect to the button 1, press for example, and we can check if print now something button 1. Okay, and now we will run to check. You can see our first interface in here. Last lectures we already done with start and next, show up the next interface. Now if we do the right, when we press the one button, we have the button 1 is print out as the output. Okay, now we click on this and you can see as the output in here, you can see is we have an arrow. You can see we have an arrow, and our WhatKit interface here is hang on, it's not perfect. So remember that when we remember that when we add the target to our custom class, you have to choose the right target. Okay, you can fix this by click on the game interface controller.strip in here, and at the right side in here you choose this. And here now you have to push 123 game WhatKit extension. Okay, and now you have to fix it on the storyboard by click on the interface, and in the custom class you have to choose the right module is 123 game WhatKit extension. Okay, now you can hook on this element on this interface to our interface game controller.strip. Now you can open up the assistant editor in here, and you can see I show up this window. In here you can see we have group with some score label and some timer in here. This is a function label, and this is some button. Okay, now I can delete the button one press out and do it again to show you how to do this. If you want to delete the button that we already hooked from the interface to our strip here, you have to, first of all, you have to delete on this and right click on the button and delete in here. Remember to do that. If you didn't do that, you will have some errors like I already did when we don't add a right target. Okay, now first in this interface we have to know that we will control the score label in here, we score the timer in here, we control the timer in here, we control the function label in here, and this button we don't have to control the outlet, we don't have to change the title or change the color, we only need the function of this button. Okay, so we have to hook the outlets of this label and timer, and for button we only hook the action for it. Okay, now first of all I will hook the label. I will keep the control and drag the score to here. I call it the score label. Remember that I didn't capital the first letter of the score, and the next word I capital the first letter, and I already try. For example, if this interface element is a label, I will call it the label. This is the timer, I will call it the timer, and this is the button, I will call it the button. Okay, score label, and here I can call it the countdown timer. And you can see at the right side here we have the WhatKit interface label for score label, WhatKit interface timer for countdown timer. Okay, and the next for this label I call it a function label. Okay, this is the function label, and the next I will do with the other button in here. This is the other button. Okay, and for this button I will call it the answer one button press. And remember that you have to choose the connection type is action, because you want to control the action, not control the outlet. Okay, if you forgot to choose that, in here you forgot, for example I make answer to button press. Okay, if I forgot to choose the IB action, and you can see here this is IB outlet. Okay, this is outlet to control this button, but if you so it's not right, so you have to delete it. Okay, but when you delete on the code, you have to remember delete on the storyboard too by right click on this button and delete here. Okay, now we do it again and choose action. I call it answer to button press. Okay, you can do another way to hook the button. I will do another way to hook the third button to our code by quick IB action first. Now I call it 3 after 3 button press. Now I will keep the control and drag it to this. You can see we have connect action. Okay, now we hook on of this element to our interface. but this is my advice. You have to check all of these elements on your interface to see it work perfectly or not before you moving on. Okay, so for score, I will control the score level for check. Okay, now I will go on score level. I will set check to score 2, for example. Okay, now for function level, I will set check to the 1 plus 2 equal 3. Okay, as the next is a countdown timer, and for countdown timer we have another time to check. Okay, you have to set date for this timer. For example, I will set a countdown timer. We have to set date for this. Inside of this function, we have to use a date variable. So you can do this. I can make a new variable date equal to ns date. And now you can choose time interval scene now. And you can see at here is return an ns date object, an ET9 relative to the current date and time by a given number of seconds. For example, if you choose this function and you give ns time interval is 5 seconds in here, 5 seconds in here, so we have a date object, and countdown timer is for 5 seconds in here. Now we can countdown timer, start this. Okay, and for answer button press, we can check now and print out the answer 1. I can copy it and press here, and you can remember choose to 3, 2. Okay, now for all, I can check all of this element on our second interface to see it's working or not. Okay, now we have to run. This is start button. Okay, and now you can see our timer is running. We have a 5 second time interval scene now, a 5 second. Now we run now from 5 to 4, 3, 2, 1 and 0. Okay, this timer is working perfectly. And score level, we already setting it to 0. Now it come to choose by code. Okay, and the function level is come from to 1 plus 2 equal question mark in here, come to 1 plus 2 equal 3. Okay, we already control this. And for 3 button in here, 1, 2, 3, and you can see we have the output is answer 1, answer 2, answer 3. So all of these elements on our interface is working perfectly now. So I will stop this lecture in here, and in next lecture I will help you to make some function to make our game working perfectly. Okay, see you in next lecture.